Okay, 1 minute has passed. All right, fantastic. What are you doing? Come here. All right. Gonna do your yoga? Come here. Good. All right. You want to get up? You want to say hello? Come here. Come here. Oh, 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 oh. All right. Oh, over here. Over here. Over here. Over here. There we go. Ready? All right. Say hello. Say hello. No, that's not food for you. Say hello. Hello. Wash up. Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Anubis. What are you doing? Um, anyway, I've trained him not to get on me, so he actually doesn't like being. All right, go. 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 Go sit. Back, 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 back. Go sit. Go sit. You're good. I have trapped you. You have fallen into my trap. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I gotta take a look at everybody. Look at everybody. Look at everybody. No, no. Okay. All right. He's drinking water. That's good. That's good. Okay. Wow. Okay, so that's unmuted. Okay. And 17 people watching me. Hello, Bella Lukovsky. How are you doing? Okay, fantastic. Welcoming to my channel. So we're going to talk about robots today. So let me first tell you about robots worldwide and the status of robots worldwide. And we have to understand that there's completely different attitudes of robots worldwide. The attitude of the United States in particular, it's almost sort of the same sort of attitude towards aliens. They don't exist. If you tell somebody in the United States you saw a robot walking on the street, the average human in the United States will say, "I don't believe you." Sounds logical, right? Most of you all are going to be American, right? Sounds logical that you are not going to believe that somebody saw a robot walking down the street. Tell somebody in Japan that you saw a robot walking on the streets, and they go, "Oh, really? Oh, what street was it? What city were you in?" That's a completely different attitude. And let me go over that. Robots or autonomous beings have been in the uh, Eastern Asian countries and culture for actually centuries. They have always toyed around with the idea of something that does something that's not a human, right? And it looks human-like. So the attitude of a Japanese or a Chinese or a Taiwanese or a Thai person or anything like that is completely open and accepting of a robot. Now, I made a mistake. I made a statement before on one of my robot videos saying that the Honda Corporation uh, specifically made their robots to be childlike in stature. And of course, people in the United States, of course, took that to mean something completely different than it actually was. The Honda thinking is that to make sure that the general public who is fascinated with the destruction of Japan is always looking for and are very open and available for uh, horror or destruction movies. And it's always the destruction of. So they're always looking for something that could possibly potentially pose some sort of realistic risk to the Japanese people, the Japanese islands, the entire nation, right? So Honda said, we're going to make our robots the size of children so that the general public immediately looks at it and goes, oh, that's no threat at all. That could never pose a threat at all. We'll buy it and take it and bring it into our home. Okay, you all understand that? But give me a comment if you drink water. You're absolutely right. I got my water right here too. I was just about to drink it too. Today was kind of stressful. The power went out. But anyway, in Korea are aggressively pursuing robotics in order to care for an aging population. They're much more open-minded about it than the West. Indeed, meat bags are easy to food. HK47, how you doing? It took me a second to realize who was. It took me to realize, see who was leaving comments like this. So now, let me get into the nitty-gritty to tell you the direction and focus worldwide. China has announced that it wants to be the go-to nation for technology. It wants to be the go-to nation for everything technological. That is computers. It wants to have the most technologically advanced computers. It wants to have the most technologically advanced AI, artificial intelligence. It wants to have the most advanced, technologically advanced robots. And to that end, the government of China is dedicating itself to actually putting forth money, real money. Why is everybody leave? What's wrong? Y'all don't like this? Why does everybody leave? Why did everybody leave? Half the people disappeared. You don't like it? You don't like robots? You don't want to talk about robots? Not fun. Okay. You don't want to talk about robots? We don't have to talk about robots. I can just go back in my room and watch Halloween videos. I had everything planned out, but this is what I don't get. Actually, China is actually more advanced than the United States. That's the whole point of this video. China is actually more advanced than the United States in technology. The United States doesn't care about technology. Elon Musk is doing all of that stuff all by himself. You want to talk about robots? I don't know. So this particular live stream has in the process been me researching this for actually months and months. Okay, I guess. If you want to talk about robots, start chatting. The robot thinks if you sit and don't say anything that you don't like it. That's a translation. No comments equals don't like. No thumbs up equals don't like. Don't like, won't recommend to anybody else. That's how it works. After I click done, it tells me, it says you were this popular. Here's how many comments per second that your channel got, and so forth and so on. You ever go to the channel with 20,000 viewers and the chat is just going like this? The robot says, people like the live stream. People like the live stream. People like the live stream. Okay. How can you make a robot without knowing coding? I couldn't be more incorrect about China. You can't. Even the most basic forms of robots still need programming. Melatainment? China is admittedly decades behind the U.S. They are barely a near peer for. Complete that sentence for me, please. We're talking to an English persnickety. Like I said in the live stream yesterday, China has built the first supposed, what do you call it, computer? What did I say? Who was here? Arekus Rice. You were here last night, weren't you? Near peer foe? I took some robotics classes in high school. Really? What kind of high school did you go to that they were teaching robotics in the high school? You'll apologize if I go off the rails today. I had a very stressful day. Nope. I did watch the video, though. You were in the live stream several days ago? I don't know. What do I know? Okay, y'all ready for my, the whole video is going to be about Asia. So I'm going to do my, what do you call this? What do you call it? Bangaku, oh jeez. What the... Go off the rails if you had a tough day. Oh, yeah, I don't want me to do that because, oh yeah, I want to. There was a altercation today on the church grounds today. Some person said the N-word about another person, and then a guy came over and told the guy to say the N-word one more time. And he said the N-word one more time, and then there was an altercation. There was a quantum computer. The assertions about, but they showed me the quantum computer, sir. How you gonna deny actual factual video footage of the quantum computer? We're going to talk about robots. We're going to talk about everything. So you all have seen the Amazon store. So the Amazon store has the entire ceiling filled with cameras and sensors, right? When you go to pick up the banana off of the shelf and you put it in your basket or you put it in your pocket or whatever, it automatically charges your Amazon card, which we know you all have it, right? And then you walk out the door having been charged, and when you go through the rail that lets you out of the store, it gives you a receipt and a complete printout of everything that you picked up off of the shelf. There is no person at all to check out. In fact, the only human beings that are in the place are the security guards, who also function as a sort of Q&A sort of thing. The greeter. The greeter is a security guard. That's it. And if you pick something off of the shelf and you put it in your bag or your back pocket or whatever, and you walk out the store with it, and they print a receipt up, and you go home, and you open your bag, and instead of this, you accidentally picked up this. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see all these? I need to put. I'm afraid to put the thing over the light. I don't want to burn my house down. You will send back the thing, and they will issue you an apology and refund you without even taking it back. How about that one, huh? That's the wave of the future. That's technological stores. They only told you that. No, I saw the computer, and then they showed me. And you know that the biggest Bitcoin mines are in China? They have like warehouses of the thing mining the Bitcoins. Warehouses, stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. It's like a football field of Bitcoin miners. China. Biggest in the world. Statement. Statement. You're funny. I don't mind that thought, though. I've been using the self checkout stands at stores. I get done faster and don't have to deal with meat bags. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Of course you're fulfilling my nerd fantasies. Although I never did quite get the relationship with HK47 to the max, because I actually didn't. Let me say hello to a couple of more people here. Here we go. Well, I said your name already. Melatonin. What is it? Melatainment. Hello. Hello, Robert Moses. Hello, 314J Ruck. Hello, Kevin Z. Hello, Terry Jackson. How you doing? Hello, Caleb Hedman. And self-checkout rules, but you're getting the checkers fired. What? That's putting people out of work. Think of all of the lovely Latinos who work in the stores checking out your groceries for you, yeah? And can you get a price check on aisle 13 in the dairy section, right? You're putting all of those people out of work through automation. Now, they did show a... what is wrong with my brain? Okay, hold on. Who am I talking to? Let me get your name. You are Kyle Torments. The quantum computer. So, and I said this, I mentioned this last night. I don't know if you were here last night or not. The quantum computer that they have in California, they don't have the actual computer, right? Okay, so there we go. There's a stipulation. They don't actually have a quantum computer in California. But China is saying that they have a quantum computer. Now, what China has done is made a computer with something like 10,000 chips as the brain power, and they all function in conjunction. What's your function? Breaking up bills and no, wrong one. I'm making the wrong one. Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Putting up nouns to get so they're together. Um. Okay, so in California, they said that they did not build a quantum computer. They are still going through iterations of creating quantum chips. So they've got all of this, and I told you, they invited what's his name there? What's his name? The little Canadian guy and the Linus Tech Talks. They invited him. He got to go inside the secured things, and he kept talking about the security. He said, of course, the building has no signage on it. It's they don't want anybody to show up randomly. There's nobody who could just walk in. And then even if you walk into the to get through the front door, which is locked, then you go into a lobby, and the door beyond that is locked, and you need a badge that has the sensors detect your bag, so you got to have your badge on at all times. Otherwise, 20 black security guard is going to come up and pick you up and throw you throw you out of the place, and then which will then have the FBI and the Secret Service waiting for you outside when they throw you out of the place. So you got to have your badge on you. Then you go into this, blah, 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 and then you go and open up a refrigerated area, which is locked, and then he went in there. And then there's a super sealed freezing thing that is approaching 0 degrees Kelvin, and that's where the quantum chip is located. But that is, when he was there, they were on iteration number 2. Not a computer yet. What China is talking about is a massive patrol processing supercomputer, right? So, to my small knowledge, I'm being humble brag. To my small knowledge, even with 10,000 chips, I completely understand that it is not, in fact, a quantum computer, and that all it really is a supercomputer. Quantum computer is supposed to operate on a level that's exponentially fast and exponentially doing processes all at once, which is what the human brain does. And people keep telling you about this computer is faster than you, this computer is smarter than you, and I keep telling people they don't know what they're talking about. I have studied a little bit about the brain, and the human brain has yet to even be approached by any sort of computer measure. I'm trying to tell you that you are smarter than anything, anybody. I don't know why am I getting emotional? This for me is getting emotional. Is this picture as good as it? This picture looks pretty good. I love my freaking phone. Have I been to China? No, I'm trying to. When I get around to it, when I get serious, when I get my computer, first I got to get the computer and all this other stuff. Then I have to hire about 5 people. And I'm not doing very well on eating this banana. Do you all know I will be eating 5 more bananas after this? There you go. Here's the. So what do you call it? What do you call it? The Korean, when you eat with the Korean. This is my eating with the Korean thing. I have to eat these today because they are on their last leg, and I'm not going to make banana bread. What was I talking about now? Stop moving around. This is why computers that are purpose built seem like they are better than the meatbag brain. Did you cut that nasty nail of your... You are... And it's all your fault. MGTOW HD. It's all your fault. The stress from you all talking about my guitar nails. Look, I did this today. I still got my other nails. And it's supposed to be playing on live stream, but people like MGTOW HD. Do your glasses have lenses? Of course they do. Don't you see them? Don't you see glistening and glossing? It's for his supposed guitar playing. For his supposed. His supposed. Supposed. What are you trying to say? Here we go. Ready and... Mukbang. That's what it is. I'm doing mukbang. So you all... I have discovered... There was a doctor, and of course I didn't agree with the doctor. Where do I put this? There was a doctor... Here, I'll put it in here. Oh. That, of course, if you're a doctor in this day and age, an overwhelming majority of your patients are going to be elderly. And he was trying to say that the first thing he does to his patients when they come to him is to get them off of fruit because the elderly eat too much fruit, because they've been told that fruit is good for them. Well, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But let me tell you, if you go to a doctor and he says stop eating fruit, you need to get a new doctor. Period. I don't care how marvelous you think he is. You need to get a new doctor. Because I've been researching about the whole sugar stuff, all the sugar, everything, a whole bunch of stuff is caused by sugar. How do you get away from sugar? And is the sugar in fruit bad for you? No, the sugar in fruit is not bad for you, because a lot of the stuff provides a lot of antioxidants and fiber. And fiber counteracts sugar. So the sugar that's in fruit is actually a complete sugar. It is fructose, sucrose, amylose, dextrose, all wrapped up in one. And they do provide different things, and they don't trigger your insulin spikes, because you have to digest the fruit to get to the sugar in the fruit. Yeah, bananas, supposedly you can live off of just bananas. Apparently some monkeys kind of agree with that too, right? Well, the bananas, as you can tell, are full of fiber, so it's as slow as release as you can. And then I read that strawberries were on the low, what is it, scale? The sugar scale, what's that called? Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. You all, anyway, supposed to be doing mukbang. Let me take a drink of water. The dog is resting somewhere. He's resting by the door. He's guarding the door. So he goes and sits by the door and guards the house from that door. This is the living room, and over there is technically the front door. Access to most of the park is through the back door. If I open up the front door, he freaks completely out, jumps over 6 feet, what is this, 4 feet, 5 feet, jumps over stuff that seems to be too tall for him, and he's at the door. He's all like, what's going on? What are you doing? I have not approved. This is not on my security route. This is not, what are you doing? Okay, so let's get to the quantum computer again. So, China is China is claiming to have the first quantum computer. I'll get to Sophia. Hey, Leo, thank you for coming. Roland Foil, how you doing? Uh, Mixdown HD, did I say hello to you yet? I just started arguing with you. Uh, so, Leo, uh, keep that, keep reminding me. We're gonna get to Sophia, and I'm gonna have a whole conversation. Uh, China, oh, Roland, that's not true. China was the center of the universe at one point, right? Remember that part? Remember that? And that's why the Japanese flag looks like it does, because they the land of the rising sun, and they are on the edge of the Chinese Empire. You see how that works? So the sun rises on them first, and then is that how it works? Yeah, it rises on them first, and they're on the edge of the Chinese Empire, right? That's so Jerry Good. I've been trying to tell these people. How you doing, Jerry Good? How you doing, Jerry? That China has put forth the effort, and they want to be the go-to place in the entire world to be the technological giant. You want technology, you have to go to the Chinese, and it seems kind of, if you all are into the whole. Please give me a thumbs up if you possibly can, and leave lots of comments. We'll talk about the comments. If you're into the whole cyber tech, cyber, well, what's the movie genre? You think the president is gonna do anything? But we can't. We're based on a capitalistic society where you build your own mousetrap without taxpayer dollars. Cyber tech, cyber. What am I trying to think of? There's a brand. Yeah, sci-fi, but it's Calator. Calator, why are you so mean? Why you gotta be so rude? I am a human too. I'm gonna deactivate my HK. I should be a rapper. You saw that? That was. I'm just freestyling over here. Better chance at doing that without resistance, because they have a one-party government, a lot less red tape involved. And you're absolutely right. And they're putting forth billions. That's what it be of dollar towards becoming the cyberpunk. Cyberpunk. So, going along with cyberpunk, it seems very curious that cyberpunk is always has as a backdrop that the Chinese conquered the whole future technology thing, so that it is always intermingled with all cyberpunk. All of the Chinese characters, all of the Chinese faces, all the everything Asian, right? Is all through cyberpunk, and it's kind of funny that China is it's vying to be the technological powerhouse of the world. Mm. Okay. uh, they're Okay, so now, so wrapping up the computer, the quantum computer, and quantum technology, and quantum thinking, and quantum AI, which is, of course, the last step of it, right? So, quantum AI is what we humans do. At any point in time, if you just go silent, you and you actually just don't think of anything, you can see in your brain that you are thinking of at least 20 things all at once and all the time. This is why you lock your door and you go, did I leave the stove on? You lock your door and says, did I turn off the alarm? You lock your door and you said, oh, do I have socks on? Because you are always thinking of at least 20 different things all the time. So they finally came out and said humans do not use only 10% of their brain. I mean, I don't know how long that took to debunk. Okay. Rolling, that's not nice. Uh, China isn't. China is just as empty as the rest of the planet. They have some very populated cities, and they have kind of like LA. They're trying to clean up the whole cars, putting out smog and stuff in the factories and stuff, and they have just now instituted EPA like sort of regulations on their rivers, so that companies don't just dump whatever they get good and ready in the rivers to clean up the rivers, because the farmers that you were just mentioning are complaining that they can't irrigate their farms by using the river water because the they're allowing factories to be put right next to the rivers, and so uh, nobody wants to irrigate their food with polluted water. I hope that's okay. That can actually survive without importing anything for years and years and years and years. You're absolutely correct. And oh, somebody said something bad. Jerry, you can't say that. YouTube, gotta go, man. I'm trying to raise funds to go to China and Japan for my robot documentary that I'm gonna do, and I will live stream it when I go. So be sure to go to paypal.me/Shakaama and donate there. Okay, and make sure you write a little note saying this is for your robot documentary trip to the Far East. So let's talk about. Do I speak Chinese? Ni hao ma. Yes. Joseph Buck. Hi. Hello. How are you doing? Have I been talking to you already and I just didn't know it? Okay. Here's banana number two. I'm gonna be like super regular tomorrow, right? Oh, I like to laugh. I like to laugh. I probably won't be laughing tomorrow. Uh, can I wipe it on you? There you go. There you go. Okay, so let's go on, move on to robots. Um, Arekus, you're going to Japan next year. That's in you said July. I was saying January. Okay. They are. I did not know that, Roland. But I was also told that, and then my Filipino doctor told me that the Japanese super love African Americans. I guess because we're tall and we have long legs. That's the whole deal, right? Okay, so let's talk about robots. Robots, robots, robots. So let me, right off the top, Leo. Leo, right? Some guy. Oh, yeah, man, the Chinese are no PC culture there. All right. I don't care as long as the people I pay don't say nothing. Don't give me no lip. Don't give me no lip. If I'm paying you, you better uh, treat me like the royalty that I am. Okay, so let's talk about Sophia. And I spoke about Sophia last night briefly. The thing that is called Robot Sophia is in fact not a robot. In fact, has no AI and literally is uh, nothing more advanced than a tape recorder and a puppet. Muppet. What do you call that? Whatever Lincoln was. China seems to be more free speech in a lot of respects, except when it comes to government criticism. So don't do that. Of course, I would never do that if I go there. You know, it's funny they talk all that. I try. Oh, I'm not. I don't find those people attractive on that sort of scale. To just say that they will have my children in the future, no. A script reader, you're correct. Um, I was let in on the secret, so like she appeared on the Tonight Show. So they literally handed what's his name? Who's the Tonight Show guy? Who I find completely cringeworthy. Um, he's on the uh, he's on the YouTube trending all the time. How is he trending? Some of his stuff, I've had video in the past. I've had videos that did better than his at the same time. But you didn't hear that from me because I ain't one to gossip. Jimmy Kimmel, yeah, there we go, Jimmy Kimmel. So they literally handed Jimmy Kimmel, a script and said, "You're gonna say this. She's gonna say this. You're gonna say this. She's gonna animate, and then you're gonna say this, and then she's gonna look, and then you're gonna say this, and then she's gonna say that." And you can tell. I, have you seen this body reading language channel with the lady? I don't know if you've seen it. I watch a couple of videos, so now or every once in a while I get her video that is related to my topic. It will come through my channel. Anyway, so I read body language. So if you go back to the appearance of Sophia on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel, every once in a while he will give a nervous laughter. you know, and it's not his normal laughter, which is ha. You're the funniest. Oh my God. Oh, Amy Schumer, you're just the best. Oh God. About to kill myself laughing at my oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Yeah. But right. So you know his typical completely fake. Oh, Amy Schumer, you're just the best. Ooh. But if you go back and watch Sophia the robot's appearance on Jimmy Kimmel, the Tonight Show, you will see that he does a lot of nervous laughter. Now he's in on he's a Saturday Night Live alumnus, so he's very used to reading a script right on the spot, right? And of course, we on this side of the television can't see that there's a guy holding up script plates or whatever they do now. I think they still write them down, don't they? So they can have them nice and big. And the same thing with the guy. I believe there's a guy. There's a male robot. He always has just half of his head, just a face. I don't know his name. He's simulated as an old white guy that you would find in the drinking martinis in the country club, remembering the good old days. He's based off of some professor. Also, they're always based off of somebody, right? And they've come right out and said he's half scripted, and he's so half AI. So he can't really have a full conversation with you. But there are some things that they've already sort of programmed into it, and he's the one that they said, "Well, you take over the world," and he's the one, or that robot said, it's best for us to take over the world, but since I like you, I will keep you with me till the very end in a nice cage where you can be safe." That's the one, right? And so when Sophia said it, of course, it's different because that's scripted. That's not something that she just came up with herself. Now, we can't do AI, but for some reason, my people, my people, y'all get my people. Give me a thumbs up if you understand my people. My people, in any sort of recognition, they do very poorly in recognizing my people. Hmm? In one of my Rise of Robots, in my Rise of Robots playlist, you will see right on the cover I have a whole facial recognition. I was trying to do a take on what's the TV show, and it's about the computer that they have secretly have, and uh, it's always flashing to facial recognition in between takes, anyway, they did a lot of that, and my people are not on the screen at all. You know how they draw boxes about all the things that the computer has recognized? My people do not come with a box around them because the computer does not recognize my people as being in the picture or being human or however you want to say it. Artificial intelligence versus virtual intelligence? Is that what you're? I don't. Now, if you recall, I did a video talking about Japan has announced that it will have the first newscaster ever in the history of the world, and I've been following that particular robot for a very long time. But I believe so. Of course, they always do this. The original creator of that particular robot, of course, he married her and the ceremony and all that sort of stuff. Uh, but he was literally trying to do, what we're all saying now that is impossible. And I said at the beginning of this little live stream, I said that Americans do not believe in robots, versus in Asia they do believe in robots, right? This guy was trying to do pure AI. So he was trying to create a robot that would listen to you and think and then come up with an answer. Apparently, that robot was bought out by somebody, and she is, I can't remember her name. Person of interest. That's, you got it. Admiral Marcin. Have I said her? Okay. They have deliberately omitted you because some people got. Oh no, actually, uh, PlayStation, Xbox, none of those. And then they wrote into Sony and they wrote into Microsoft and said, "Hey, I just bought your $700 console, and I can't open up my thing because no matter how many lights I turn on, it will not recognize me as being here or as a human at all." What? Stop. Robert Moses. Oh my God. Well, look like. No. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Robert Moses, can you say something? Robert Moses, say something for me. I undid it, right? No. Robert Moses, say something. Can anybody see Robert Moses talking? Okay. Let me say this. Robert Moses, say something, anything. Robert Moses, paging. Robert Moses, say something. Oh, I got this down here. What am I doing? I'm failing at my mukbang, failing at my. What's going on? Oh, stop. Oh, jeez. This is the worst phone. Okay. Okay. All right. So, please give me a thumbs up for the live stream. We're continuing on with my mukbang. Banana number 2. Supposedly, you can eat those things too for extra fiber. Okay. Roboticists in the United States have come out and said, in the United States, the purpose of the robotics is not to create anything for the general public that is actually going to assist them in any sort of task. So we will never, for a long time, not have real robots. Master, can I get this for you? Yes, please pick that up for me. So we won't have those types of robots because I don't know if it's some sort of. Anyway, he said the only thing that we're here to do in the United States is to create robot friends. Now, I'm assuming most of you all, if my Google Analytics is correct, are over the age of 35. So over the age of 35s, you don't understand or you can't comprehend why companies would want to not create stuff that picks up trash and cleans up and does the dusting and does the. You don't understand that. You have to think back to the fact that it's the millennials that are coming into age, and they are the largest segment of the population right now, and the millennials want friends. Or they want the millennials to have friends. And what does your friend do? Once you leave the home from your dear mom and dad, your friends educate you on everything for the rest of your life, right? So your friend will tell you, well, that's not a very nice thing to say, Shakaama. Shakaama, you can't do that. Shakaama, that you should never say that to those people. Because we're friends, you're gonna listen to me. Y'all get my drift? Y'all get my drift? Y'all capiche? So they're saying, so they're saying this is what, baby boomers are still the majority. No, just by the sheer fact of actual population dynamics. So population looks like a pyramid. So toddlers are the most. Then there's the teenagers. They're still alive. Then the millennials, which expands quite far. They're all mostly alive. Then as we get into the baby boomers, those are not as populous as the millennials because the baby boomers, remember, had the baby boomers had mom and dad, which had what am I right? I don't know if I want to have a robot performing live surgery. Too late. It's already happening. I don't know what that went off. Okay, it's already happening. In fact, doctors are performing full-on surgeries with quote-unquote robots. These are looked at as just tools. Um, hmm. Did the guy ever talk? What's his name? Robert? What was his name? Anyway, so going off of that, like I said, Asia has a long centuries history uh, of including quote unquote robots or automatons into their lives. They, even during the time of the period of the Edo period, uh, of the samurai, and they would have this tea ceremony. I'm sure you've heard of it if you know anything about Asia. They would have a little robot wooden thing come out and deliver the teacup to the people. You take it from and they would take it from the little robot, and it would go back to the it was nothing but a wooden wind-up doll. But we're talking about that's hundreds of years old, and it was all accepted, and nothing. They thought nothing of it. Now, I talked about the Japanese psychology that they want to make sure that the robot does not seem threatening in any sort of way. So, a majority of their robots are going to be tiny, child size, so that even the women who are the older women are still alive, who are very short, do not feel threatened whatsoever, and they would then be very accepting to purchase a robot like that and take it to their house. What was that movie? What was that movie? Where was it? Was that the Will Smith movie where the robots was in everybody's house and Hmm. Oh, you can't curse, Roland. You can't curse in the chat. iRobot. Okay, so now HK-47 says they should be crafted of Durasteel and sporting high-power blaster rifles. Definitely a proper shade of rusty red that inspires fear. Now, you don't have to do all that because they're already doing stuff in Asia with the robots. I don't know if this... YouTube has literally taken down over half of my videos about robots. I don't know what... Anyway, here's what the robots have in Asia. Artificial muscles. They've played around with real muscles. And when I say real, I mean human cell growth muscles onto a human cell growth bone frame with human growth cell nervous system. The nervous system, I don't believe the nervous system is completely ironed out, but anyway, so they scrapped the human cell growth muscles, which worked, which were covered by human growth cell skin, real skin. Now, I made a whole thing talking about real skin and new skin, and I said it was not what was that material? The super duper rubber material that felt human-like to the touch. If you go, a lot of interviews on TV about this, they were talking about, oh, the girl felt so, it felt so real to the touch. I was so afraid. Okay. Thermoplastic elastomer? No, that's not what it was. I was saying, so the skin, I believe, is the human cell growth skin, real human skin, right? And we've been capable of growing human skin forever, right? We do it, for fire victims, for also we've been able to do that for a very long time already, right? So we can wrap a mouse in human skin if we so chose to do that. So the idea that we have human skin on a robot should not surprise anybody. They scrapped the human muscles. They have, I don't want to say scrapped. They have human muscles, right? That worked too. because that's something easy. What this keeps going out? Come on now. But they implemented robotic muscles that are 10 times as strong as human muscles. Now, I was a little bit fearful about this, but then some of you are vets who are wheelchair bound and such, and they said that that would allow you to live with your robot, and the robot could pick you up and carry you around and set you on in the bathroom or in the bedroom or wherever you wanted to go. And I thought, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely correct. If you had a robot strong enough to do all of that, then yeah, you're right. That does not present a problem. Rolling. Now, I don't know if this is a topic that the YouTube likes or doesn't like, but they've gotten into the reproduction systems to make artificial reproduction. Now, let me talk as scientific as I possibly can. On a cellular level, there is no longer a need to have human female input into the reproduction cycle on a scientific level. What they do is take the DNA from a man, and then they can break it down all the way to the what is it called? Baby cells. What is it called? What is that called? Oh boy. What's the baby cells? What do you call it? Stem cells, right. So they take male cells, break it all the way down to stem cells. Then they infuse male reproduction serum. Give me a thumbs up if you understand what male reproduction serum means in this statement. We're talking about robots tonight. Only ask me about robots. I think I went out on a tangent and robots. No, thumbs up the video, thumbs up the live stream, thumbs up the video, thumbs up the whatever. What's going on? Come on, stop acting up. Okay, so they take the stem cell and the male reproductive serum. What's going on now? What is going on? This phone is weird. And they can create brand new life. We're talking about brand new baby girl, brand new baby boy, right? And because men have the DNA for both genders, men do not need the access, the reproductive input from a female human. And so then they implement this reproductive sac into a realistic, super advanced female robot wife. Right. I have not read the research, but I was told that the same is possible for women in a different sort of thing, because these are not the same people. And this was actually pioneered by a lady researcher, a woman researcher. I'm reporting over here. Mr. Overcome, I'm reporting here. Well, I've already talked about extension and I want that remember the woman who got in trouble and she can take a blood sample and the sample thing was something like that and you just stick it to into your thumb and then they could diagnose you with all this and that and the other. I wanted to build something like that, but it's a pack with about like a million different of vitamins and minerals and trace minerals on the pack, and that it would be monitoring you and your blood constantly, and that you would just anyway. Uh, uh, right, exactly. That's correct. That's exactly correct. HK47. Theranos. You're exactly right. Theranos. It was Theranos. Theranos. And she got in trouble because it could not do what she had promised that it could do, and they said that the technology does not exist to do what she said it could do. And when they asked to see all of her information, all of her stuff, she could not produce any of the stuff, although she had a very nice marketing. Uh, okay, I need to somebody tell jokes in the chat while I go get more water. More water. All right, buddy. Look at that. Guarding the door. Guarding the door. All the. Oh, guarding the door. Okay. Awesome, baby. Oh. Somewhere there's music. I'll be where you are, somewhere there's music. How near, how far. All right, sit down. Sit, 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 sit. We da dee da. We da dee da. Oh boy. All right. Andiamo. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Doing. Doing. I got banana stuff all over. I don't know. Okay, did you all see the picture of the robot? That was a thumbnail for this live stream. It's a real robot. It was built in Korea. It doesn't have one such that is that big. They created a giant robot in Korea. They created a more meaningful mech in Japan. Several companies created a mech in Japan. Let me have some good posture here. uh, robots, robots, robots. Mr. Overcome, can you talk about robots for once? Robots, robots, robots. Let's talk about robots. What is? I don't know what that means. The best jokes. What? 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 Oh. Okay, robots. Okay. Anyway, so the the AI that we're talking about, there's the AI doesn't exist in the United States, but I believe the AI does exist overseas, and we're talking about the robots over there because they started robotics over there. I don't think there's been a time that they didn't have technically robotics. And the whole technological thing, Honda's has Osimo for the longest time. And Osimo is, I don't even believe, the most advanced thing that they have. They had a demonstration for President Obama where he did his old running around, running, jumping, hopping on one leg, hopping on the other leg, walking up and down stairs, playing soccer, playing catch, and he gave his little speech about hello, welcome to Japan, how you doing? And Asimo brings you trays of food and trays of water and trays of drink. Um, Let me say this: Honda. You have supposedly you have a program where you will send out a robot to people who will assist you and give you feedback about your robot. I'm I'm offering the Shakaama channel on YouTube for you to send me a robot wherever I'm located. I'll be happy to be one of your reviewers of your stuff. Everybody, give me a thumbs up on the video to get this message to Honda. Okay, let's go to other robots. Robots in the ocean. Now, supposedly there are something like Indonesian fishermen who can dive deep down in the ocean and hold their breath for 15 minutes at a time while they fish on the bottom of the ocean floor. And supposedly there's other people who have uh, increased their stamina to resist the pressures of the ocean water. That being said, they have created all sorts of marine looking like robots and other contraptions. Have you heard of that word in a long time? That's the word of the day, contraption. YouTuber, and you'll be able to directly advertise their products. Also let Honda know that you're a YouTuber and you'll be able to directly advertise their product while it's with you. Yes, Honda. I'm a YouTuber. I have a fairly large channel. It's a medium channel. And sometimes I get millions and millions of views on my videos, so you can advertise. You got that, Honda? All right, Honda? Everybody give me a Honda in the chat. That's in the Philippines. Then Australia and the pearl mining that way. Roland. Roland can't talk about robots. Robotso. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Come on, Roland. Get with the program. Give me a Honda, everybody. Say, Honda, give Shakaama a robot. Honda, give Shakaama a robot. uh, your brother? Well, tell your brother, send me a robot. I don't know if he can do it, but he's. I'm assuming your brother is Honda Cars. This is Honda headquarters that has put out a thing at the last E3 that said that they're want to partnership with people who would review their review your things. Dude, robots. Well, we also have robots in grocery stores, and this is more of the robots rising. The robots that I'm talking about probably will not become affordable for the average man to purchase. We're talking about advanced uh, robotic female wife replacements with, uh, I don't want to say complete AI because you're correct. We don't have complete AI on the planet, but we have stuff that will blow you away, and somebody has to tell you, technically this robot doesn't have AI, or it doesn't have complete AI. What is doing is you are programming the robot to respond to the stuff. Um, will respond. You are programming the robot wife. So you tell the robot, I like for you to get me a bottle of water. Right. Okay, and then the robot brings you water. Now, uh, then the next hour you say, robot, bring me water. So right. So then after a little bit of more programming, the robot will start automatically bringing you water. Now, is that AI? Hmm. It's in the programming though, and it's what you want, right? That's the end result. Robot Moses, how you doing? Okay, there we go. How you doing? You're back, Robot Moses. All right. No, they have this, and I've been trying to tell people that they perfected walking, robots walking like humans, almost 2 decades, if not more, ago, to the point of robots walking like men. However, men walking like that. I mean, to the point even that video games are lagging behind, and you see the less the non AAA video game studios, uh, they have still have walking terrible, but the AAA games literally, it will confuse somebody who's not familiar with video games. It will confuse people into thinking that they're watching a movie. And in fact, the movie houses have already incorporated complete, what do you call it, into movies. So you can have a young Morgan Freeman walking around. And when I say young, I mean, I'm not talking about airbrushing his face. I'm talking about a full-fledged young Morgan Freeman, which I have never seen Morgan Freeman be young, and I've been watching that dude since I've been alive. CGI. Here we go. Thank you. CC Doomflash, how are you doing? Welcome. How you doing? This isn't my real name. Hello. How are you doing? that or a virus goes, well, eye roll? You missed a V. You got to put the V in there. Um, okay, so they have already, and I don't know why this is. A lot of stuff that I research, I go back and it's taken down. I don't know if I'm some sort of harbinger of doom or something. But I investigated the walking because I thought about walking. So I researched walking. All the videos came up on walking. Went to Google all the stuff that talked about walking, and then I go back, and then those videos are gone. I don't know what is going on. Mr. Overcome, you're full of just happiness and joy. I'm trying to do a report here. Uh, okay. Let me say this: in the United States and Great Britain, the roboticists have created robots, and because these people tend to be of the persuasion to be very open-minded and very uh, uh, wearing their hearts on their shoulders. Uh, Give me a thumbs up if you understand what I'm talking about here. Uh, they uh, they programmed their robots to stand up for themselves. Give me a thumbs up for my reaction to and my astonishment that a human being would program into the robot to stand up for itself. Wear their hearts on their sleeves, right? Okay, you're right. Uh, Now, over in Asia, of course, they program their robots that, under no uncertain terms, will robots ever raise a finger towards a human being. Give me a thumbs up. uh, right. Mr. Overcome, what is your... Oh, wow. Okay, so continue on with the mukbang. Here is banana number 3. Banana number 3 of the mukbang eating 15 bananas challenge. I have to eat all these bananas tonight. It seems fine. I mean... No, the fiber outweighs the sugar in the banana. Let me tell you. Okay, so what do you think of the West programming their robots to stand up for itself? Huh? Joseph Buck, I have no idea what your recipe is for. Diabetes. Robert Moses, how you doing, buddy? I accidentally clicked it. Something appeared on the screen. I accidentally clicked in it instead of clicked away from it. I thought it made you nice and regular, Terry. Uh, so we'll have a robot rebellion, then we'll be saved by Mega Man X. I mean Japan. It's a malt. Oh, but you keep saying stuff I don't, I don't understand. I think some of your phones are not quite working. Okay, so let's talk about the technological advancement of the robot wife, the thing that I have termed the robot wife. It is the advanced robotics, female looking robot, and it's only available in the East, and it is $350,000, 345,000. How much did I say? Now I went through that entire research and I kept going, wow, is this real? Oh, is this real? And every single source that I was researching, I went over and over and over and over, completely vanished off of the web. Now I'm assuming probably Google, what do you call it, blacklisted the sites or something. You are so meatbag fever. So $350,000. Now let me tell you what you get with $350,000. She cooks. People forget that part, and we're not talking about she like opens up open up a can and tosses it in a pot and then puts a pot on the stove and then calls it a day. We're talking 3-star Michelin chef meals. That's already here, ladies and gentlemen. That's already here. We already know that that's going around. In fact, there's several companies who have tried to implement this in completely different ways. There is the company that has the robot arms, and it near a dance like that. I don't know what the dance is. Um, uh, from having 700 down to zero and all the lights down, is there, except for my like when I reloaded it, when I passed out? uh, ignore the chat. You're about right. Uh, I just started talking. The 314 J Rock. I was just talking about that. Right. So, of course, then you can completely. And I did a video talking about two different men who sort of replaced their wives with just regular dolls, right? This is over and above, way beyond that. But even so, you can completely customize, just like they can in the United States, completely customize the look of the robot. I was in another chat and it happened to happen. Okay, Joseph, what happened? Tell me the full story. Right, type it on. I have a bunch of time, so you don't need to be in a hurry. Okay, so it can cook 3-star meals, right? You get that? You got that part, right? So you will be able, and then you can, of course, say, I want to try this. I want to try the Mediterranean diet, and then so you come home, and every day you have Mediterranean diet food sitting, waiting, piping hot on your table, right? Uh, then you can, then you can. She cleans. So, well, cleaning is really not a big deal because we've had the Rumba or the whatever, and now they've come out with 5 other automatic cleaners, right? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen? Who's that? Who's that? Is that Jerry Seinfeld that does this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Uh, all my girlfriends have cooked negative 3-star meals. uh, Roland, you're on a computer. Are you not on the computer? You're on a phone. You're on the internet. Uh, there's probably when this video goes up, all of this, all the Amazon links will be under there. It would be the Rumba and the whatever. We're talking about there is several brand new automatic vacuums now, and they're more advanced. They have this technology, and they're just vacuums. Okay, so then we're talking about the ability of a robot to clean your house is nothing, but saves you money and it also ensures you don't get your food tampered with. Well, if you have a lovely robot wife who cooks food for you, you save just as much money because she's doing the shopping. They have sent robots out, just the regular robots on the wheels and stuff, and they're pretty fine. Amazon's drones have not met with such 100%. You can't, HK47, you can't curse. Come on. You of all people. Thought we were talking about waifus. No, I'm talking about the real deal. 350, is it $345,000? $345,000, which is the bottom floor. It goes up to $1 million from there. So 3-star meals. So it would take you a long time for a human, to come up with a 3-star caliber meal. But your robot wife could do it, um, and like I was saying, several companies have already done that. Right? They've already come up with the robots that can do automatic. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up. Remind me of that, your statement, Mr. HK47. One person. Said and done. Yeah. They don't really cook. They copy the movements of real chefs, right? Well, I mean, that's uh, be that as it may, it seems that humans can't seem to copy the movements and preparations of another human chef to the point to create a 3-star meal. Especially these people who have convinced themselves that they can't even boil water, right? So it seems that the robots are a little bit ahead in that in that area. And you're right. I enjoy when I have a clean kitchen and I have prepared myself and I have my mise en place. I enjoy cooking. I love it. Right. Taryn Marine. Hello, how are you? That takes practice. Uh, yes. The problem is the robot doesn't take practice. The programming happened way over here, and then when you come to the chef doing whatever, the robot already knows. Okay, he did this. He held the spoon like this. Oh, okay. Yeah. Why don't I destroy the entire house? Because that's exactly what I like to do. Prepping is key. Yes, the whole. I put a thing on Instagram. Follow my Instagram at Shakaama. Follow my Twitter at Shakaama. Follow my Steam at Shakaama. Shakaama. Yeah, I'm Shakaama all over, right? If you're on it, I'm on it. Shakaama. Except for Twitch. Twitch. I'm Shakaama Gaming. Shakaama Gaming. Okay. Cleaning. Cleaning's nothing. She throws your clothes in the washer and dryer, and there you go. You're clean. She hangs up your clothes. You're clean. She puts away your shoes. She wipes tables down. She cleans the bathroom. I mean, that's not bewildering, is it? And people kept saying, "But can she walk? Can she walk?" Yes. As you now saw, Boston Dynamics, which is not the most advanced. Boston Dynamics had the thing do full parkour. Their last video, their robot did full parkour. We're talking parkour. Their robot that they set a camera over here, and the robot went jumping over this and doing flips and all this. Right. All right. Okay. Do I play War Thunder? I don't play anything now because I don't have a computer. Have you ever seen the Totally Robotic McDonald's? I have not. Uh, is there a video on YouTube of the robotic McDonald's? Climb and jump and can run on several surfaces. Yeah. Um, yeah. They had to pull the robot dog because it was actually not ready, although they said that it was ready. So I don't know what that was about. And PS4 GTA 5 online, and yes, I did see one. Okay, so uh, now let's talk about our lovely defensive capabilities of the United States. In all, HK-47 already talked about what robots should really need, and HK-47 they've already had that for 20 some odd years, if not more. And of course, the first iteration was, a little slingshots, and then they moved up to have Nerf toys, and then the Nerf toys. I'm speaking in code, everybody. Do y'all understand me? I'm speaking in code. So the robots had slingshots, and then they moved up to Nerf 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 pellets, Nerf toys, and then the toys got bigger and bigger and faster and faster and faster and faster. Now, what I found very surprising, since you all, if you listen to my videos, the psychology of the camaraderie between the robots and the humans, the human defensive people. that if the robots suffered from any sort of physical trauma, that the humans would become sad, emotionally attached, apparently. Oh, the automated burger restaurant. You all said McDonald's. Yes, I've seen that. Uh, I've seen that. Yes, and then well, let's get into let's do automated uh, next. So HK-47. What do you think of that? What do you think of the humans, defensive American defensive people being attached to that? I'm on my third banana. Being attached to their robotic counterparts with all of the Nerf toys and the Nerf slingshots and that were growing and growing and growing in complexity and strength and what have you. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, do you all want that? I don't think we need ground troops. I don't think we need ground defensive personnel going into the future because if we're really civilized, we don't need that at all. I mean, we just. And one of our defensive people came on to Fox or CNN and said that uh, the way that we play around today is not how we did in the 40s. Hmm. Y'all are funny. Okay, so something that HK was talking about before, there have already been a plethora of articles talking about when you get your robot. Be very careful because the robot does stuff like upload its learning to the cloud. Well, we have seen that the cloud isn't the most secure, right? So I'm assuming if they upload their learning to the cloud, then they download from the cloud as well. And there have been many articles saying be very careful and consider. You might want to reconsider purchasing your robot wife, or your robot butler, or your robot maid, or your robot whatever, because there are people out there with very nefarious intentions, the not the most caring individuals who will try and reprogram remotely. Type a 7 if you understand what I mean by reprogram remotely your robot wife. Yeah. I mean, and there were just tons of articles talking about people who want to reprogram your stuff remotely. Yeah. So that literally means that your robot would be open and available for all remote intrusions into the programming of your robot, right? And we do not want that. Now, we were talking about the back doors that are left open by the various companies, and some of these back doors are not very nice for for your own personal security from the company itself. You want a robot. You don't want this company gathering information on you, right? You just want a robot. You want something that cooks, cleans, and watches the Tonight Show with Jimmy Kimmel on with you to cuddle up and snuggle. And I failed to mention all of the ins and the. So the robot now is warm to the touch. You can cuddle and snuggle, and it has specific areas that you can touch that would that on any human it would also incite or lead the human to believe that you were wanting wanting certain things from said human, your wife, right? Um, all right, rolling. Just gonna. Right, yes, I did read about that, Mr. Buck. Well, Mr. Howell, Mr. William Howell, uh, in doing some research, of course, now this is not 100% because nothing in life is 100%. Nothing on the planet is 100%. Uh, in doing some research of men who went overseas to get a wife, and they procured the wife and brought her back to the United States or Australia or Great Britain. She then acclimated herself to Australia, United States, Great Britain. So they found out that that was a failure. Now, do you want to stay in that? Do you want to stay in that country? Since we're gonna get off topic, do you want to stay on in that country? Because they said that that's the only way that you could really win at that. So it seems that the robot wins on every aspect of the debate. And this isn't a debate, that I'm just talking about the future. Now, let me propose this to you. You get a robot really to then make you not just leisure. It's not to take away your leisure time or to give you more leisure time because uh, I don't think that's useful. I think that if you don't have to cook, don't have to clean, don't have to do wash your car, you don't have to empty the trash, you don't have to clear out the clutter, you don't have to do the spring cleaning, you don't have to do the repainting, you don't have to do any of that stuff. I want you to imagine all of you, and women perked up to this too. Uh, Women perked up to this too. As a person who is has a builder personality, an architect personality, and that means that I like to create things and set them in motion, right? So if I want to talk to a human, I want to create something in that human and set them in motion to see if they're gonna, be the next Warren Buffett or something like that. Uh, what would you do with, you know, 20 more completely free hours in your life? or if not 40 more completely free hours in your life. No, it's more. It's not. It's more than that. It's like 48 plus 4 plus 20. So that's 68. What would you do with 68 more completely free hours, each and every one of you, in your life? More time for social media. Party, study, and work out. So, yeah, so my idea is that to be more civilized, as we civilization doesn't mean that we treat each other more politely. Civilization means that we are each individually smarter, we know more stuff, and we can do more stuff. So that if we start building, and they have come across this already, I want to, tomorrow, let's do a technology. I'll do a general technology, and I'll go through all of the secret technology that they don't want you to know. Sleep for research, the we could be building floating cities, right? Why don't we have floating cities? Well, a guy there's been discoveries about floating stuff. Floating stuff. How many of you all would like to live on a floating city? All right, Ariku Rise, 1 a.m. See you, buddy. um, I think we're uh, I would sleep easy knowing that Rosie the robot is washing my drawers and not checking my clothes for perfume and lipstick stains. Good old robot Rosie, but didn't she get mad too? Didn't they make her get mad at some point about something? I don't know what I forget what she. I was not in America when all of that stuff was on, or maybe I wasn't alive. I don't know. But they kept. Oh, well, I'm getting full, and I'm on banana number 3, so I don't know. Yeah, like the Jetsons. For what you disagree? What do you disagree? You don't like floating cities? You don't want Rosie the robot cleaning your stuff and polishing everything up and having your clothes ready to go? I was so bad today. I had a 10 a.m. appointment for pool physical therapy. Pool physical therapy. Pool is supposed to increase the resistance, which is supposed to make you work harder, make your muscles work harder. Huh? What? There shouldn't be anything wrong with the. Will AI discover 0 point energy? Well, there has been a lot of conjecture that AI can do what we cannot because it can go 24 hours a day. So if you teach it quantum physics, that it should be able to. Please take it easy and heal up. Well, you, I think for me it's stress. Stress, stress, stress. So I'm going along fine. And then the stress almost destroys everything. So then I'm in pain right now. I know I don't let you all know it at all. I look so content. Hollywood didn't like me because of the color of my skin, but my talent at acting is bar none. So I'm sitting here with everything from I don't actually I don't think there's a point in my body that is not in pain right now. HK47. I asked to talk about to hold on to a topic as the next topic. What was that topic? Time for what end? Time to yourself. Scotty. Okay, Scotty. Let me let me stand up and maybe if I stand up, I'll and stretch and oh oh boy oh 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 okay oh all right, there you go. Ooh ooh. Do you know there's a city in Japan? Oh, okay. Automation. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. HK47. You're a lifesaver. Automation. Yes. So now there is a. Yeah. The machine will offer a premium quality burger with precision cut ingredients and precise quality control for $6. Right. And then the people in it's in San Francisco, I believe. You can't curse in the thing. Come on, y'all. Terry Jackson. You did like and share. Okay, that's great. Okay. So the machine slices the bun in half. Uh, it toasts the bun. It grates the cheese. It chops the tomato. It slices the pickles. It grills. Forms and grills the burger, and then it assembles everything onto a nice little tray into a nice little thing, and it serves it out the other end. Now, it's in San Francisco, so the of course first thing that they said was, "Is this machine putting a ton of people out of work?" Then the other people said, "Well, first of all, how much can somebody make in a burger joint today?" Uh, and of course, they said it is impossible for a person to live in San Francisco who is going to depend on a job working at a burger joint. I mean, Terry, you can indeed. When was the last time you worked at a burger joint? What year? Come on. What year? Come on, Terry. Come on. Come on, Terry. Let's have a year. Give me a year. Give me a year. Come on, Terry. You're holding up the show, Terry. Come on now. Are all y'all on? 1989, 1963. Now I'm thinking that we're talking 1960s, and I don't believe. I believe a lot of you all who probably hasn't been to San Francisco for what 40 years will have sticker shock at the cost and the prices and the cost of living and the lifestyle of San Francisco today. You will probably literally pass out. And it's not really enough to just say, oh, this is cost this much. It's literally to go there and like stay there for like a week. Go on vacation and stay there in the environment for a week and then be like, oh my God. Because I had everything paid for me for a couple of weeks when I interviewed with the CIA in Virginia, right? Virginia, on the East Coast, right? And I stayed in the hotel. Now I didn't have to pay for the hotel, but everything else I had to pay for. So the food, taxis, and all that sort of stuff, right? Then I flew back to Louisiana, and I traveled in a taxi from one city to the next city, and it cost less than it did to take a taxi literally around the corner in Virginia, in DC, or wherever it was. I was astonished. And when the taxi cab driver told me how much it was going to cost, I was like, "Oh my God, this is cheap! I'll buy the whole state. Come on." 75. Yeah, Terry, you will be completely shocked. you will have sticker shock for sure in San Francisco today. Has everybody thumbs up the live stream? Why is it only 33 today? What? I had up to 40 something, 50 something people in here, which means all of those people left without thumbsing up my thing. Yeah. But anyway, they were saying that it's impossible for anybody in this day and age to live in San Francisco working at a burger joint. Maybe in the 60s that was possible. Maybe in the 70s that was possible, but not today. And they, I believe, one of these cities already implemented the $15 an hour thing, and the city immediately started turning into automated stuff. So nobody's working. So yeah, you could pass the $15 an hour, but I don't want to go on that right now. Now, that's not the only thing. There is a complete, and I already did a video on this. The automat, where you go in and the way they even wrote the article, the way they presented the information, It literally leads you to believe that everything is orchestrated. Everything is orchestrated. So they say you to the go to the restaurant. Stop. Stop doing that. Uh, you go to the restaurant and they say you have a pad, and they say people are already used to using a pad. They're used to the pad UI. So you go and order your thing on the pad, and then literally minutes later, you walk over to the automat. What's the automat? It's little tiny boxes where your food sits in. Let me try and make that. So you open up the thing and pull out the tray for your food. And there you go. Restaurant. And in the back you have half kitchen staff, chef, half automated stuff. So, stuff that, do, 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 right? So, like 3 people working there. And they serve hundreds of people, right? Then you have the stuff in New York, and they're looking at seeing if they're going to franchise that, because I believe they have a couple of stores. This is the $6 salad, or it's the $6 meal, but it's basically like a salad bowl. So you have you have prep worker, and then you have the chef. And what the chef does, I'm not quite certain about it, but the main feature there is you have the robots, and the robot has little burner cups, and it cooks the food by, of course, I wish I had that, because I hate standing there stirring stuff over and over and over. That to me kills me. But it has a little cup, and the whole thing is the pot, and it turns and turns and turns and turns, and then when it's all together, the bowl slides by and it dumps it into the bowl, and boom, boom, it's all nice and pretty, and because it goes soup, 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 and it dumps it into that spot, that spot, that spot, so you get this lovely pretty bowl, and it's 90%, 99% automated place. And you spend upwards of $12 to $16 on a plate, and almost nobody works there. And they're thinking of franchising that. 2015. That's fantastic. So you don't need a job, is that what you're saying? You're gonna come work for me, Joseph Buck? I need somebody who's good with graphics, video, and sound, and script. Um, Question and answer session. Come on. Question. Actually, Taryn Marine. What I was just talking about was the United States. That was some was in New York, some was in some the coast. My brother's jeweler, and I'm not posting it. Okay, that's good. Thank you for not posting it. Oh, oh, that's right. You're not posting. Okay, so you can't come work for me? You could do your jewelry and work for me. Yeah, the high rent districts. So paying for $12 for half an ounce of lettuce and some beans and some stuff is nothing to them, I guess. Right? Joseph, I need to employ people who don't need money. Oh, there once was a bull, a magnificent bull. So little bang for your buck, right? Okay, um, well, I think that's pretty much done, right? That's pretty much done. So we did three bananas, three bananas. I'm gonna eat beans after this. How about that one? I didn't. I'm not a banana person. Yes, I need 5 interns permanently. No, there is a shoe shoe crafting company, and they take in the juvenile delinquents. I don't think they're juvenile delinquents. They take in the people who probably would not have a chance, and they teach them everything they can about making tennis shoes from start to finish. I'm talking about all the way from drafting to picking the shoe material, and then uh, putting it all together, and then presenting the shoe to the shoe companies. And I think what is it, like 1,000 shoes come out every brand? I'm talking about brand new. We're not talking about what is it gonna what penny loafers, or we're talking about brand spanking the complete new design over and over. All year. Isn't that's amazing? And so they take these interns, so they don't really pay the people, but what the intern gets from the company is far more than anything they could have gotten by being paid. I was amazed. I felt so. I felt so. Yeah, I am so. Uh, some guy, I am really upset with the stuff that they have just literally, they've literally gutted our society and our way of life. No home ec, no shop class. Get this, listen to this one. Here in Las Vegas, the what do you call it? The high school, the how well do I speak Mandarin? Terrible. How what do you call the shop high school? What do you call it? Votech, vocational high school, right? Here in Las Vegas, they have completely flipped Votech, where Votech, technical high school, where people went to learn how to be a mechanic, carpenter, and all that sort of stuff, from being for juvenile delinquents to only those who make 4.0s. And so I was telling it was an Uber driver. I was telling the Uber driver, I said, okay, so let me get this straight. The people who make 4.0s, who already have in motion all sorts of options in life to be successful, have now squeezed out the people who before their only real good option was to go to Votech, learn a trade, get a job. Okay, so if you are one of these troublesome kids in school, which apparently Votech was super successful at completely turning it around and turning, because they probably that's what that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to work with their hands, they have then cut off all the options for the underclass. I mean, I talk about angry. I don't even. Is that crazy? Is that crazy? I am so mad. I'm so mad. You have no idea how angry I am at that. So people who make straight A's now need this as another alternative option? What do they even need that for? They have they have the world at your oyster. Hold on, somebody's knocking on the door, which I'm not very. Who is it? Move, 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 move.
Kevin, what time are you leaving tomorrow?
Something like 8.
Teresa wants to know if she wants to go with you.
Oh, that's fine.
She just wants to know what time you were leaving.
8 or 9.
Okay, yeah, come over and knock.
Oh, well, she can come over and knock.
Okay, I'll let her know.
Okay.
She was just wondering what time you were leaving because she didn't know if you were leaving before 7 or what.
Oh, no.
About 8 or 9?
Yeah. Whenever she wants in that time.
Okay.
All right. No, FBI. No, FBI, stay. No, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Kidding. I'm kidding. There was no FBI. But it was somebody who's never come knocked on my door before. Okay, so. Oh, HK47, with your sarcasm. What there was I don't know who it is. I think it's actually one of the car companies. So I don't know why we're going off into this tangent. But I believe it's I don't know. It might be the maybe it's GM. So they have a program that literally takes inner city kids. You know what I'm saying? Give me a thumbs up if you know what I'm saying about inner city kids. And they have them work on concept cars, on supercars, on the just amazing cars, and they do that for quite a long time. And then at the end of all of that, they're so lovely and offer them a job. What do you think about that, huh? Was it Ford? I can't remember who did it, but I was so that was a feel-good story that they took inner city kids who I guess people have I told you this thing before? Out of every 100 children born, one's a genius. Out of every 100 children, one's a genius. Let me ask you this: the way stats actually work is not there is 100 like this and then one's a genius. It's normally out of every 100 it goes zoop. So the genius is here, and then you have all of the people around him, the people around them, and the people around that, all the way down to not genius, right? And to be a not genius, normally it simply means that you need to have been born healthy. So you can have a whole bunch of people who are not in the not genius part, not, but I mean, not in the zero sector, right? And that's so for the most part, humans are not supposed to be zero IQ people. Back in the day, all the big three did stuff like that. I mean, it just sounds amazing, and it sounds like they already knew the experience was teach them this, we're going to end up with a gym. Teach them this, we're going to end up with a gym. So we just pluck these kids that nobody cared about, nobody thought anything of, and we're going to shine them and polish them, and we're going to end up with a staff of people who are going to be happy, probably with a lower salary than normal, but they can work their way up to a very nice, comfortable living, right? And they can take care of their family and their home and all that sort of stuff. Right. Well, I don't think in this particular. Oh, okay. You're saying okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. Bell curve. But I was thinking of more of a. I'm a more of a nice bar graph type of person, with the bars being thicker or thinner, and the genius being up here, and the rest of the population going like that. Right? Okay. Oh, somebody said something. What happened? YouTube is. I'll let it pass. I don't know. Okay, so when I was here in Vegas in high school, I was only here a year. Votech here was you got in there by the court. That's how you got in, and they literally just switched you around, and you out popped a worker with some sort of skill. Now it's the exact opposite. The people with the A's get in there. There, I wanted to. I wanted to talk about. There was another apprenticeship program for. Oh, I saw this. I was so happy. Same sort of thing, but this was for. This was for. Was it electrical or something like that? And you ended, and I believe it was all free to the guy. And of course, it was just guys, because guys are interested in that stuff. Guys are interested in working with their hands. Can we say that? I mean, I don't. I think if you want to be a seamstress, if a woman wants to be a seamstress these days, that there's going to be people who are going to yell and scream at her. I don't get this. Anyway, this was the that's the it. I want to end it on at 2 hours and 30 minutes. Thank you all for being with me. Tomorrow we will do a general or secret tech that they don't want you to know about. Okay, and I will try and write out quite a few things. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like while you could sit in here and chat with each other.